why? Why not me? Like, why am I still here a year later when they just got pregnant because they... Hey guys, welcome to another video. So I look like a fright. It is hot, and if I wait until it's not hot to do this video, it's gonna be like December basically. So where do I even begin? TTCing. I feel that when you're talking about things when it comes to trying to conceive, it's very hard to say the right things, and I know not everything I say will, you know, will be okay with you guys. I don't know. It's just, this is what we're doing. This is what feels right to us. That is Iris in the background, and let's just kind of get into it. So first things first, I'm gonna kind of try and separate it so that, you know, it makes sense, because in my head it's kind of a jumble. I'm also gonna be clear, guys, I'm not gonna go into like crazy detail when it comes to doctors and like personal things. Anything to do with my husband, for example, is off limits. That's not a thing. Just that kind of thing, because I feel, you know, it's still a medical thing after a point, so I have to respect his wishes as well. Now, I will say one thing that I didn't realize until I was in this position, and I feel like with TTCing that happens a lot, where you're kind of like, until you start trying to conceive, you don't realize how hard it can be. Until it's been 6 months, a year, you don't realize how long it can take, until you've seen so many negatives that you're just, you know, your mind goes numb. You don't know what it's like. So hello. So until I reached that 1 year point and people started asking me, have you been to the doctor? Have you been checked? Oh my God, you need to get checked. Get yourself checked ASAP, because if you leave it for too long, then oh my God, and do this and do that. And like this panic started where I had to go to a doctor, or else, oh my God, what am I doing? That child. I never realized how stressful and just it really messed with my mind. It really got to me, like irked me in a way I had never felt before when I would read messages. I know all too well that every one of those messages was meant in the best way possible. However, I feel like it's, as far as I'm concerned at least, it's one of those things where we need to stop asking people to get checked. And we need to, because I think anyone who's TTCing knows that. I think from the moment you start getting negatives, like from the moment it turns into 2, 3, 5, 10 cycles, your head starts kind of playing a whole bunch of scenarios, like, you know, there's something wrong with me, or I need to get this checked, I need to get that checked. That happens automatically. It's not like you don't need extra help. I feel like, as well meant as it might be, when it starts becoming like a common thing, like for example, again, I don't want to, you know, for example, I would get comments from the same people on every single video, kind of being like, are you getting checked? Are you getting checked? Get checked. Why aren't you getting checked? You need to see a doctor. Like, I mean, one time, yes, I get it, I understand, and I usually reply to these comments. When it starts becoming like a constant thing, I feel like it's not helping. I know you want to help, but you're not helping. That's the main thing, I think. Moving on. The main things. We went to our doctor, and I simply love this human being. He's just amazing. He was like, girl, you've been through so much. This, you know, unsettling things. Everything has been upheld and like turned upside down. Of course, you might need more time. Chill. He's very like, you know, he was like, don't overthink it. Like, okay, take a step back. We'll check what we have to check, but at the same time, I think you need to take a breather. So we discussed things like Iris's pregnancy and delivery and things, since I had her in Australia, and he wasn't really aware of too much about that. So I've just been interrupted and do not remember what I was talking about. Let's kind of retract. So we discussed all the you know, the issues and everything that happened with my previous pregnancy, and that kind of led to a bit of a conversation in regards to how that impacted my body and how that impacts like me getting pregnant again, and that kind of led into the breastfeeding and everything. So when it comes to breastfeeding, previous pregnancy, all that, he does believe that my body may not be, like, maybe it wasn't 100% ready to get pregnant because of the way everything went with the previous pregnancy. He doesn't think that breastfeeding has anything to do with it. He's quite set on that, which I will say I do agree, because I do know how breastfeeding basically stops ovulation, and that's why you don't get your period, and that's why you don't get pregnant. The breastfeeding hormone does impact up to a certain point, but it doesn't stop you from ovulating. So it could be making it a little harder. It could be like if I had a 75% chance, I have a 50% chance, kind of put it that way. So that's a thing. So one thing that we are going to be doing right now is checking my progesterone as well as general blood levels, just like, you know, iron levels, all that kind of fun stuff. I could have done that earlier and then done the progesterone, but I hate having my blood drawn. So I'm gonna do that all together, basically. So that's gonna happen on cycle day 21 of this cycle. Progesterone, blood tests, all the fun stuff. My main focus and our general main focus is progesterone, because I did have issues with progesterone with Angel, not with Iris as much, but yeah. He also told me to kind of, you know, like, bodies change. Your body changes with every pregnancy. So naturally, the way you got pregnant with your first may not be the same with your second. It may not be the same with your third, your fourth, your fifth, how many you want to have. So every time it's kind of like you're dealing with a different body, really, which I'm like, I realized, because things are just not working the same way that they do. So step one will be, we will be getting all the blood work done, progesterone checked, all that will be happening on cycle day 21 of this cycle. I'm not looking forward to that. I hate getting my blood drawn. Hate it, like, hate it. So that's gonna be happening. Now, from that point on, if everything comes back normal and I don't need to, like, you know, I do think my iron level is probably low, but I don't think it's impacting at this point. If that comes back normal, we did start chatting about other options and what else we wanted to do. Like, if we wanted medical intervention, things like, you know, I don't know, if I'm ovulating properly, I wouldn't need things like Clomid, etc. But if there was an impact there, maybe with ovulation, if progesterone indicates that something's not right, this is where I think things get a bit, you know. So I never wanted medical intervention when it came to getting pregnant. It's just this thing. I generally am not a fan of medical interventions. And I don't know if, like, a lot of you have been with me since Iris, so I don't know if any of you remember, on cycle 12 with Iris, we kind of came to this decision where we didn't want to do anything else unless it happened naturally. So no IVF, no IUI, no, you know, it wasn't for us. And this was a stage where I only had Angel, and giving her a sibling was, you know, that is still what we believe today. I don't think IVF or IUI or any medical interventions are for us right now. I'm gonna be very clear on that. I could change my mind in 6 months' time. I could get fed up and be like, you know, right now I have 2 beautiful girls, and I don't feel like I have tried enough, in the sense that I feel like my body went through a lot with my previous pregnancy. I feel that we've been through a lot of changes, and that, you know, just there are other things impacting it, that I don't think we've reached the end of our natural journey, at least. So I'm kind of holding on to that for a little bit longer. My doctor actually agrees with me, which I adore him for that. He said, he told me to give it another year, and I was like, another year. I don't know if emotionally and mentally I'd be able to do that. I don't know. Again, I'm open to everything and anything when it comes to TTC and generally life at this point, because I have learned that much. He said that it was fine for us to keep going as long as, you know, all blood tests come back normal, as long as everything looks fine in regards to the baseline tests we are going to be doing. If everything looks fine and normal, there is no reason why we should jump into something at this point. Clearly, because it is only natural that the way things have been going on around here lately has impacted our fertility, so to speak. Again, even with that, I have had a lot of you ask me if we're going to be doing IVF, if we're going to be doing IUI, if, you know, yeah, no, that's not right now, for so many reasons. That's not something for us right now. Again, I don't know what I would say in a year from now if we don't have a rainbow, but you never really know how life is gonna go. You never know what's gonna happen. It is pretty much, I feel like TTC is the most insane Russian roulette. It's kind of like, it could go either way. Like, you don't know what's gonna happen. Everything is so much like, it's internalized. Everything is happening within your body. You don't know what's happening every month. You try to control it as best you can, and that's kind of why I do all my tests. It's kind of why my process is the way it is. A lot of people are like, why do you test all the time? Just chill. I can't chill unless I'm testing and know what's happening. because that's the only way I know what's happening, because it's just the way it is, you know. And at this point, having reached 1 year, I will say it felt so good to have my doctor kind of say to me, look, you've been through so much. Technically, this 1 year was not like a proper 1 year. Like, there are so many things that impacted your cycle, that you could have gotten pregnant if you were if you were back at home and everything was as it was and everything was nice and normal. Yeah, I would say that a year is, you know, but considering all the changes, it has definitely impacted a lot. It made me feel, I know this might be silly, I know, but it just made me feel like it's okay to be at a year and continue, because maybe the past 6 months have been unsettling and the next 6 months will be the time where it will happen, and it'll kind of be, you know, I don't know, maybe I'm just being me, basically. TTCing is not easy. It's not easy because looking around you and seeing all your friends and family get pregnant, what would seem like that, like click of a finger, blink of an eye, boom, they're pregnant, and you're kind of like, why? Why not me? Like, why am I still here a year later when they just got pregnant because it was a one-time thing and they just got pregnant? Like, why? It's not easy, but I know that it will happen, and I am not gonna let myself fall, and I will not let you guys fall as well. That is what we are doing. We are in this together. We got this. Hubby is more than happy to follow what I want at this point. He does really want a little boy. So there's that. That is all. I'm not gonna ramble on. This video is gonna be long enough as it is. I feel like it will be okay. It will all be okay. We will be okay. We will get to the end result and it will be amazing. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.